We didn't have a routine set of tools. Our engineers were spending a lot of time going back and forth from tenant spaces to retrieve tools. It seemed instantaneously a very simple solution where tools are together in one place and they could be transported to any location they needed them.
Well, before I had, it was funny, I had a toolbox in a drawer. I couldn't even take the toolbox out because the handle was broke on the toolbox. And every time I needed a tool, I had to run back and forth to the property. I have two large buildings at my property, and anytime I did a job, I had to run back and forth to get a particular tool. And you can imagine the man hours that it wasted just going back and forth. And then a tenant looks at you, and like, you know, is he capable of doing the job? So it was a bit of a hassle.
There's a great time savings on having all the tools in one place and always having it with them. Secondly, there are tools that they never had before that they now have, that they're exploring and finding ways to use them to resolve problems without having to call a contractor.
But the funny thing is, there's times when let's say I'm doing an electrical job. Well, after I leave out that tenant's suite, I'll have another tenant approach me and say, well, Marty, can you hang a picture? Or Marty, can you do a light ballast for me? So now I've had to switch from doing plumbing to electrical, and I have everything right here. So I don't have to take a trip, you know, from the property or from that tenant's suite. I can take care of them immediately.
Tenants love them. Some of our tenants want to buy them for their spouses. They're very impressed. We actually had them personalized with our own company logo on them. I think they give, again, our engineers a higher level of professionalism. It's less disruptive to our tenants because they don't have to keep going back and forth to the shop to get tools.
It seems like the owners and the designer of this has really thought it out carefully on what does engineers really need on their properties. What tools do they need? And they've come up with the perfect solution. Not only the tools, but how to be accountable for the tools. How to know what tools to use, where they're labeled. If I have a tool that doesn't operate properly, they actually have a number on here where I can call them and say, look, I have a particular tool that's not working perfectly. And I had one in the whole 6 months that I've used it, and do you know, in about 3 days, Mobile Shop, they have sent me out a better tool than what I had in the beginning.
Some of our engineers have actually become the cheerleaders of Mobile Shop. I've had engineers call me and just thank me and think it's the best thing that BECO's ever done for them. When an engineer feels so good about something that we can give them, that in itself is the greatest level of satisfaction.
I was ecstatic. When Madeline presented this to us, you know, it really showed me that BECO cares about their engineers, you know, how to help us do our jobs more efficient. And the same with Mobile Shop. They have gone out and see what does engineers actually need to do the job more efficient. And this works.
Everybody that I know, and I know a number of people who have also purchased the Mobile Shops, have been extraordinarily satisfied.